Good morning, children. Welcome to today's lecture. And today, according to your timetable, it is social studies. Okay. So, as you all know, this is the time of coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic, and all are requested to stay safe during this pandemic. And I hope that all of you and your near and dear ones are fit and fine during this coronavirus pandemic. Okay, so today, as we have social studies in our timetable, so we'll be discussing the second chapter of social studies. This is the part 2 of video of the second chapter. The earlier part 1 we had already discussed. The name of the chapter is study of maps, map study. We have discussed what are maps, what are the globe, what is a globe. We have studied about the disadvantages of globe. We have studied about the maps, and we have studied about the types of maps. Okay, so in today's video we'll be studying about different symbols. Let me share screen first. Okay, so see here, we have already studied this chapter, map study. We have discussed what is a map, right? We have discussed the other things also. We have discussed about the globe. We have discussed limitations of globe, right? Like it occupies a huge space. It is not easy to carry globe from one place to another. Okay, and it cannot show detailed information. These things we have already discussed, and we have also studied the types of maps. What are political maps? What are physical maps? What are thematic maps? Right? What are topographical maps? What are cadastral maps? Or what are these? Okay. So today we'll be starting language of maps. Okay, new heading, new topic, that is language of maps. Okay, let us start. Keys or symbols, scales, directions, titles and color system are some of the important elements of maps. So what are the languages of map? Like languages of map means how a data, how an information, or how whatever information do you get on a map, how are these conveyed to the other person? How do you get to know about the different areas, different data, or different information given in the map? Okay, so these can be seen, these can be understood by keys or symbols. Number one. Second, scale, direction. What is the direction of this map? Number three, titles and color system. What is the title and what is the color, the types of color used in the map? With these things you get to know about the different, information of a map. So let us start with the first one, that is keys or symbols. Okay, keys or symbols. Keys or symbols tell the matter of a map. What does keys or symbols do? It tells the matter of a map. There are many keys or symbols used on a map. Yes, many keys or symbols are used in a map. Like whichever map, see, you are seeing na? Here, see here. If I show you this map, see, here you are seeing one box is, see this computer arrow. See this cursor, this box you are seeing of white color. These are keys or symbols. Okay, these gives you the information. This only is the language of the map in which different things are given. These are called keys or symbols. Now let us see. Keys or symbols tells the matter of the map. Yes, it tells about the matter of the map, what matter is given in the map. Second, there are many keys or symbols used on a map. Okay, these are given. What are those different keys or symbols? Number one is scale. So what is a scale? A scale is a ratio between a unit distance on the map and the actual distance on the ground. What is the scale? A scale is the unit distance on a map, unit distance on the map and the actual distance on the ground. Okay, so if I show you a scale here, I have one scale for you. All have seen a scale, right? All can see a scale. This is a scale. So what it is giving, a scale is a ratio between a unit distance on the map and the actual distance on the ground. This is the scale. Okay. So in map, you cannot show the actual distance. Okay. Like suppose the distance between Azad Chowk and Rustampur is 1 kilometers or 2 kilometers. Okay. 1 or 2 kilometers. So you cannot show 2 kilometers on a map. If you will show 2 kilometers on a map, so you have to make a map of 2 kilometers long. Okay. So a ratio is taken to show the map between Azad Chowk and Rustampur. A ratio is taken from the scale. Like 1 centimeter on the scale will represent 1 kilometers on ground. Understood? 1 kilometer of scale will represent 1 kilometer of ground. 1 kilometer on ground. So this kind of ratio, it is a ratio. This kind of ratio is taken between the actual distance of the ground and unit distance on the map. So the maps I told you in the previous lecture, like on map, the maps are drawn taking into the measurement in mind or in consideration, taking the measurement into consideration, the maps are drawn. Okay, so these are very helpful. These become very helpful. Thus the scale only becomes very helpful in finding the actual distance in the map. If you know the ratio, that's like I told you now, for Azad 1 kilometers or 2 kilometers, suppose for 1 kilometers on the scale it will be marked as 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter on map or scale will be equal to 1 kilometers on ground. Suppose it is a measurement which is taken to draw a map. Okay, so you know the actual measurement. So by this you can get that here it is 1 centimeter, but in actual length, but in actual situation on the ground, the distance is 1 kilometers. Okay, so a scale is a ratio between the unit distance on the map and the actual distance on the ground. Okay, see here, a scale of 100 means that a distance of 1 centimeter on the map is 100 kilometers. What I have told you. Okay, this was a small measurement I have given you to make you understand. But on map, what happens? So 1 centimeter on map is equals to 100 kilometers on ground. Understood? 1 kilometer on map will be equal to 1 centimeter on map will be equal to 100 kilometers on the ground. This is the 1 centimeter from 0 to 1, right? This is 1 centimeter from 0 to 1. So 1 centimeter on map or on scale will be equal to 100 kilometers on the ground. That this is given, 1 centimeter is equal to 100 kilometers. So this is the measurement, okay, of scale. Next is directions. What are directions? What are directions? You know, directions are the things like how you get to know the direction of a place. Okay, so you know there are 4 main directions: north, west, east and south. North is in the front, north is in the front, right? East this side, west this side, and south this side. North, east, west and south. So north, east, west and south. Okay, these are the 4 main directions. So directions also play a very important role in understanding a map. Okay, whenever you will see a map, direction will always be drawn. See here, see the cursor of the mouse. See, it is given now, direction is drawn here. North is here, there is west, here is east, and here is south. Okay, so direction plays a very important role in map. In each and every map, you will find the directions. So you know the four main directions: north, south, east and west. Okay, the top of the map is the north and the bottom of the map is south. Always whenever you will see a map, the top of the map will always be north and the south, and the bottom of the map will always be south. See, it is mentioned here. Top is always north and bottom is always south. Okay. To your right is the east and to your left is the west. On your right hand side it is east direction and on the left hand side it is west direction. Okay. Now, beside these four directions, there are four sub directions also. There are four sub directions also. These are northeast, lies between north and east. Northwest lies between the north and west. Okay, let me show you with a diagram. Okay. Okay, see, these are the main four directions. Here you can see these lines are not drawn nicely. Just consider it is a line. Okay. So this is what? North. Okay. This is what? East. Sorry. This is what? East. Right? Okay. So this was what? North. Right? This was north and this was west, right? And see, this was south. These are the four main directions. Okay. Besides these directions, okay, there are four sub directions also. There are four sub directions also, like this. There are four sub directions also. What are they? This is northeast, this is northwest. Wait. This is northwest. Okay. Now, this you have southwest. Okay. And this is C. Southeast. Okay. So these are the four main directions. So what are these main four directions? See, this you are seeing. So this was what? This was north. See, this is north, which is like this. Okay. This is north, okay, and this is east. This is east, right? This is south, and this is west, right? This is west. North, east, south, west. These are the four main directions, and there are four sub directions. These are four main sub directions. Northeast. Why it is not called northeast? Because this direction lies between north and east. The direction that will lie between north and east, it will be called as northeast. This side. Okay. Now you have northwest. Direction that lies between north and west will be called as northwest. Okay. This is the northwest. Now, southwest. The direction between south and west will be called south. This is south, this is west. So direction this in between, it will be called as southwest. And direction between east and south, it will be called as southeast. Understood? There are four main directions, right? These are north, right, east, south, and this is the west. With this, we have northeast, we have southeast, we have southwest, and we have northwest. So these are the four main 8 directions. Okay, these are the four main directions and four sub directions. Okay, now let us continue with our syllabus further. Have you understood the direction? That is why it took a little time to explain. Okay, so the screen is shared now. You have studied about the four main directions now. So there are four sub directions, four main directions, and four sub directions. North, east, west, south are the four main directions, and northeast, that lies between north and east. Northwest lies between north and west. Southeast lies between south and east, and southwest lies between south and west. So these 8 directions are very helpful, play a very vital role in understanding the map. Okay, next is the title. Next language is the title. All maps have a title which tells the reader what the map is about. Map will have a title, like title. If it's a political map, it means map of different which tells about different states and its capital. So it will be shown as political map. Okay, and if it tells about a different type of soil region, the soil region present in different areas, so it will be written there. A soil region soils in India. Okay, if it tells about different climate, so it will be written climate of India. Okay, so these type of maps that tells you the title, in which title is given. Okay, a title tells you that what kind of map it is, which type of map it is, or what kind of map it is, what is the information that will be given in this map. Okay, next, colors. In the maps, the colors play an important role. Yes, colors play a very important role in maps. They give a recognition to every part or thing separately. Yes, some different colors. Okay, like when things are explained with different colors. So like if you see a colored picture or if you see a black and white picture, which picture looks more clear to you? A colored picture. A colored picture will look more clear to you. So different colors in the map helps you in understanding the map in a different way. So there are some universally accepted colors of different things. Like brown color will tell you about mountain. Dark blue color will tell you about deep waters and oceans, about the water bodies. Okay. Then light blue color will tell you about lesser depth of water, the water bodies that has less depth. Okay. And green color will tell you about plains. Okay. So wherever in the map, if you will find brown color, so it means it is of mountain. If it is of dark blue colors, in there you will find in that type of map, you will be able to understand that like it is a deep water or it is a ocean. Okay. and where place where you will find light blue color, you will understand that it is a water of lesser depth, and wherever you will find green color, you will be able to understand that it is a plain. Okay, here you can easily understand from this map. See, you have brown color here that is showing you the mountains. You have green color that is showing you the um, plains or the coastal areas. See the plains here. Here it is showing you the different water bodies of blue color. Okay, so these are some universally accepted color which gives you different information. So colors play a very important role. Okay, now next is sketch. Next is what? Sketch. What is a sketch? Some maps are drawn hurriedly. They are not drawn according to the scale. Such maps are called sketches. Okay. Maps, wherever you will find map, so it will have a fixed, you can say it will have a fixed measurement. Okay, like I told you about scale now, 100 kilometers will be equal to 1 centimeter. So different measurements will be put to make a map. Okay, but if you find a sketch will never have a you can say measured diagram, okay, or a measured map. A sketch is a maps, okay, it is a kind of, it is not an actual map, but it is a figure that shows an area which is drawn without taking measurement into consideration. Okay, these are sketches are types of it will, you cannot call it as a map. Okay, you can call it as a diagram to represent an area. Okay, so the diagram that is drawn to represent an area which is not drawn according to the measurement, or which is drawn by not taking measurement into consideration, that would be called as sketch. Okay, now next is plan. What is a plan? Some maps are drawn at a very large scale on a planned way. They are called plans. Okay, there are some maps which are drawn at a large scale, which are drawn like you say na, if it is a map of a house, so a house map cannot be drawn on a very small paper. Okay, it requires a large sheet. It requires, suppose the government draws on the railway line. Okay, the government draws where like about the metro planning, if a metro planning is done, like in Gorakhpur metro is going to open. So, okay, so that cannot be represented in a very small area. Okay, that cannot be represented on a very small paper. It requires a large sheet of paper on which the different things are drawn, taking the measurement into consideration. Here, taking the measurement into consideration, one figure is drawn to show an area, that is called a plan. So if some maps are drawn at a very large scale on planned way, they are called plans. These maps are drawn when many details of a small area are to be shown on a map. Okay, when are these drawn? These are drawn to show many details of a small area. Okay, like for your house, if a map of house is made, so you have to show bathroom, there you have to show bedroom, there you have to show kitchen, they have to show balcony, there you have to show living area, there you have to show the different things. Okay, so they have to show the where doors will be made, where windows will be constructed, different areas you have to show in that map. Okay, so that cannot be done on a small sheet, it requires a large sheet, it requires a large area, that is called a plan, and it is drawn to show large details or many details of a very small area. Okay, now we want to show the number and position of benches in your classroom. You will have to draw a plan of a room itself. Such details cannot be shown on the map on your town or city. Yes, like you have, when you give your examinations, you have your seating arrangement. Okay, and you see that in the in the classroom or at the in the corridors, you see different seating plans are made. Like in class 3, these many children of class 4 will sit, these many children of class 5 will sit. Okay, so the figure of the classroom is drawn, a rough figure of classroom is drawn, and the benches are also drawn. Okay, so that is a plan which is being drawn. Okay, to show to show good amount of, to show more data of a very small area, we draw plan. Okay, so that is a plan. Okay, I think you have understood. Here you can see some measurement at the top, like key or symbol you can see here, like such key or symbol you will find for railway crossing. This kind of symbol is used to show riverbed. This kind of symbol is used to show district boundary. These kind of symbol used to show railway line station. Okay, you have to learn these symbols. Okay, see this and learn the symbol. Nothing to explain here. Okay, we have already completed this chapter. The chapter is completed, and if you have any doubt anywhere, you can ask me through. You can ask me on WhatsApp. Hope that you all have understood the chapter, and after studying this, there will be no multiple choice questions, because this no multiple choice questions can be made here. Okay, so after watching this video, you will attempt the worksheet which is given in your school app, and you have to solve the worksheet in the rough copy, and you have to send the photo of the worksheet in the class WhatsApp group. Okay, stay safe, stay healthy, and prevent yourself and your family members from getting infected by the deadly disease. Okay, and let's hope we will meet very soon. Okay, bye.